The Lulu Movie Club, starring Mike Losinger, Jeff Mathers, T.Y. Tyler Gunderson, and the star of the show, Lulu.
This is week 2 or month 2 of the Lulu's bracket challenge. So looking back here, can everybody see my screen okay?
Yep.
Okay. So we went to matchup B. So let's take a look at the bracket here. This is matchup B in sports and kind of underdog stories. So we picked Rocky as a 4 seed and Rudy as the underdog here in this matchup as a 13 seed. Anybody drinking anything they want to share?
I've got some salted caramel Crown.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I've got water. I may have to go get myself a salted caramel.
Yeah, I might
Delicious.
have water here as well.
I thought it was only appropriate. I got the Rolling Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
You know, I saw it in my fridge and I said, that's too good. So, all right. So, quick recap. Wizard of Oz won the judges bracket last week, and Princess Bride won the popular bracket. So that was kind of interesting back and forth. All right, so let's go
There were complaints about that.
Yeah, and we could talk about that, but I mean, we have 2 brackets really. So the question is like, well, who actually wins? I mean, there's really there's 2 brackets. So like I think that's fine that we have a popular vote and now since this is an election year, people were talking about it's that, like Bryce said, it's that electoral college business, which hey, sorry. I mean, but I mean, I think it's all right if we have like an ultimate winner at the very end that's different than our pick. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Like the people's movie champion versus the judges movie champion. They're not analyzing these.
They're not analyzing and they're not really watching both necessarily. So
when we get down to 2, it's going to be required that we have a family reunion and we battle it out.
Yeah. And 40 years.
Right. And then they have to watch them. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
We make it like a trial, and each person has to present a case.
Well, yeah, I think that's good. What did Jack say? He said,
That's fine.
I can't remember what he said. What did he say?
Lulu's gonna get the gavel.
Yeah. He had a good idea. He said,
I'll wear my Judge Judy blouse.
He said, in the case of a tie, the judges consult Grandpa's notebook, and if he taped one of the movies during free HBO and kept it in the VHS library, it is the winner. So I don't know. Wizard of Oz would definitely win that one, I would assume. But
yeah, I'm sure Princess Bride was before his time.
Yeah.
I don't think she was on the list.
Yeah.
Princess Bride was not. No. Princess Bride was not on the list.
No.
Yeah, I could see. I think that's a good deciding factor, which was more likely to be in the library.
Right.
All right, so let's jump right into it. We'll start with Rocky since that was chronologically first, 1976. So, Jeff, you want to start us off?
I will start us off. Directed by John G. Avildsen, written by Sly himself. Starring Sly, Talia Shire, Burt Young, Carl Weathers, and Burgess Meredith. Most rewatchable scenes: training montage, of course, Mickey's speech, and then the actual fight itself. This has some really good quotes in it. Adrian asked him, "Why do you want to fight?" And he said, "Because I can't sing or dance." And then Mickey said, "You're going to eat thunder and crap lightning." I thought that was pretty good.
I have that too.
Yeah. Obviously, the Creed series came after. I think that's a pretty solid series as well. I really wouldn't change anything in terms of casting here. I just loved. I thought it was a good combination of the casting. Metaphor. I was thinking about this quite a bit, but I thought Rocky interacting with the the guys on the street, like I don't know if they were homeless or they were singers. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's one thing I actually remember about the movie. That take them back, do 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 do, take them. And then he like kind of goes around and always like shakes their hands and stuff. So I thought it kind of symbolized like he was an outsider, kind of looking in, and
Yeah.
uh, so I really like that. What age the best worst? I thought Rocky was pretty aggressive trying to date Adrian.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, that one scene in the yeah, he
at the
seemed like he
beginning,
wasn't gonna let her out. Yeah.
and then the beginning fight scene, the guy was just like pouring alcohol into his mouth during the fight. So I thought that was pretty funny too. Um, some other things I saw that this was inspired by the Muhammad Ali versus Chuck Webner fight.
Hmm.
Um, so that was pretty cool. Overacting, Apollo Creed. I thought it was more like arrogance, but I thought that really made the character who he was. So I thought it
Mhm.
was almost like required. I thought Mickey was like outstanding in this movie. Maloke, same thing, Apollo, but like that was a big part of the story, and I thought he was really good in this movie. Nice to be nice, Jimmy, the gym bag boy, when he came in and told Sly he was on Skid Row. He was like, Mickey just told me to do it.
Yeah,
Like
forgot
he's having
about that.
a bad day. Then Sly goes, I am too.
Yeah.
Um, and then I thought Sly won the movie. I don't think the series is what it is without him. So I think this is one of the best sports series of all time.
All right.
So
So let me go to the spreadsheet and put your scores in for this. All
I'll
right.
read them.
So all right, you got it pulled up.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Acting 8, directing 8, cinematography 9, editing pacing 8, screenplay 8, storyline 9, music 10, production design, effects, costuming 7, entertainment 9, artistic 8.
Okay.
Big scores.
So let's see what we got here. All right, total 84 for Jeff. All right, let's see who's next. We got Mary Lou, you are up next.
Okay, let me see what I wrote here.
Can you see okay?
Uh, yeah, most rewatchable scenes. The iconic jog through Philadelphia with the run up the steps. I really liked Adrian telling off Polly. That scene where she was so outraged, that I thought that was good. And then right in the beginning when Rocky was in that crummy apartment by himself after that fight, and he put the ice on his face. I think he got the ice cubes out of the fridge. He just seemed so dejected. I thought that was a good scene. Best quotes, there ain't gonna be no rematch, Apollo says, and Rocky says, don't want one. Apparently this can be an episode, a sequel episode. I thought it would be interesting to have Will Smith as Rocky and Octavia Spencer as Adrian. Like, cause I could see her like starting out kind of homely and then, get herself a little jazzed up. I thought it would be a whole different thing, but I could see it.
Maybe Chris Rock as Apollo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would be Mickey?
Oh, I don't know.
Morgan Freeman?
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah, could be a whole different thing. Anyway, I thought where am I here? Oh, most significant symbolic scene. The last shot with right at the end of the movie where Rocky's beat up and shouting for Adrian, that how they stopped the movie right there. I thought that kind of said everything. He needed somebody to believe in him, and that was a lot of, I thought, and he needed to believe in himself, but I thought that sort of captured everything. I just saw what aged the worst was the dialogue was dated. They were saying, retarded and a jig and stuff like that. Overreacting award. Bob, he was like the loan shark driver. He was a real wise guy. And Rocky said to him, I should have broke your thumb. Remember that part? Anyway, I didn't like him. Best small role I gave to Mick. Maloke of the month was Polly. I hated Polly. I hated him. I had a lot of trouble with him. And Joe Orlowski I gave to Rocky. And I didn't have anything for best double feature. Oh no, I did have Cinderella Man. Best life lesson was believe in yourself. And I gave the Oscar to the director. Final thoughts. I just thought it didn't age that well. Maybe because I remember you kids watching it and you were so much younger. But anyway, the dialogue was kind of simple. Music was good. The story was entertaining enough. So I didn't give it super high scores. I think the acting I gave a 6, which is really low. But where is it? Directing I gave a 10. Cinematography 9, editing 9, screenplay 6, and storyline 8, and music 9 out of 10. And production design 8, entertainment 7, artistic 7. Sorry, guys.
All right. No, it's good. You gotta be critical.
Yeah.
79. All right.
No, that's gonna
All right.
bring it down.
Let's see who's next. So I'm up next. Okay. So I was really hot on this one. I've seen the movies a bunch, but I hadn't seen the first one in a long time. So most rewatchable scenes, I had a ton. When I like the scene when Rocky takes Marie, like that, the one who says "screw you, creepo." I think it just really shows his like how kind he is.
The young girl,
Yeah,
Yeah.
where he's just like, I gotta say bad words, whore. People are gonna think you're a whore. It
Yeah.
just shows how like kind he is.
Yeah.
The awkward first date and the ice skating I thought was great. Rocky asking Adrian out at Thanksgiving behind the door. So this, I forgot about how good this scene was because I hadn't seen it in so long. And I think when I saw it, I wasn't really thinking about it like I am now. Like I wasn't watching movies the same way. But the first visit to Rocky at his apartment, and I don't know if that's what you meant, Jeff, when you said Mickey's speech, but when he's talking to him on the other side of the door and then Mickey leaves, and it's just great acting back and forth. And I just thought the writing was great. And he says like, I thought it was incredible. The run montage, obviously, from when Rocky gets up from his knockdown to the end of the fight, like when the bell the music kind of starts in, is really good. And then the Yo Adrian, obviously, at the end is probably the best one. The last scene. Best quotes I had. You want to dance, you got to pay the band. You want to borrow, you got to pay the man. When he's like, acting as the kind of enforcer. Stick that up your business. He says that to the bartender, who's basically saying that Apollo's a clown, and he's like, how could you say that? He's the heavyweight champion. He took his shot. Screw you, creepo, and you're gonna eat lightning. You're gonna crap thunder. That one. I think it could be a series. I hope they don't ever make it a series. And obviously the sequels. I haven't seen Creed or Creed 2 or Creed 3 yet. I need to. I heard they're good. And I still haven't seen the Rocky Balboa, the one where he's older. I had never seen that, so I want to see that too. Casting motives, I had Tom Hardy as Rocky, because he used to be a fighter, like a MMA fighter. Daniel Kaluuya, I don't know if you guys know who he is. He was in Get Out as Apollo. Saoirse Ronan as Adrian, because she's kind of like, not super amazingly beautiful, but like she could play that kind of mousy type. And then Gary Oldman as Mickey. I thought that could be interesting. The most significant metaphors I had, the first shot of Jesus in the very beginning of the movie. I forgot that the movie starts with Jesus, which I think is interesting. Like in that amateur boxing ring, like what does that signify? I don't really know. Is it the significance of religion? I mean, it doesn't really talk about religion in the movie, but I just thought that was noteworthy. This shot right here, I really noticed when he says like it did bother me. He's talking about like his first TV appearance, and he's saying like he knows they were making fun of him, and I don't know. I just thought that was a great shot. Most significant scene, I had the same one that you had, Mom. He doesn't care about winning. He just keeps screaming for Adrian.
Yeah.
He doesn't care who won. I really did like the awkward courtship and romance between Rocky and Adrian, but I did also say that scene in the apartment is like, that wouldn't fly. And the lyrics in Gonna Fly Now are very 1970s. But a couple picking nits here. He couldn't have cleaned up his apartment a little bit before he invited her over. Like there's newspaper on the couch, and like he could have done a little bit more.
There was a knife in the mattress.
right. He could have done a little bit. Her transformation from like super shy to then pretty confident seemed a little bit quick. But I think the point is like Rocky had that effect on her, and Paulie was really kind of, detrimental to her confidence and abusive. Yeah. Another picking it. Does Rocky have, besides being like, not very smart, does he have any character flaws at all? Is it unrealistic how good he is? But obviously that makes him one of the most likable characters, I think, in sports movie history. How realistic was it for Apollo to get a complete no-name to fight? I don't know if this has happened before. Maybe in the Chuck Wepner example, it might have been like that. I think he should have punched Paulie at Christmas, but again, it shows how really good of a person he is. I wish we saw some of his earlier fights, but I think that's the point. I think you're supposed to not really see it until the actual fight. And in HD, I remember this fight and all the fights in the Rocky movies looking amazing, but I always saw them on VHS. So in HD, if you watch them now, like on streaming or whatever, they don't look nearly as good. Like you can see they're not actually punching each other and stuff like that. But and this is not really a hot take, but I think as the sequels continue and the movies look better and they're higher, budget and all that, they're never as effective, I don't think, as the rawness of this. I thought the rawness of this one, the cinematography and all that, the directing is just like awesome. I was really, really impressed by it. Jack, I asked Jack to send me his thoughts. I won't give you all of them because he sent me a short essay, but I will tell you. I'll tell you a quick summary of it. I'll just give you one of the paragraphs. The beauty of the movie is that, this is the best one. Rocky does what we all think we would do. He works his ass off for 6 weeks. He swallows his pride and listens to the wisdom of a coach who had been a jerk to him. He takes care of his girl and his fish and his turtles and his dog. That's the beauty of the movie. Sports movies end with the hero winning. This one does too, but Rocky defined winning on his own terms. That's powerful. Rocky drew the line between winners and losers as he saw it, and it made the movie so much better than if he knocked out the champ. And I think that's like a huge part, the fact that he didn't win. Overacting, I had Juergens, the fight promoter, but obviously it fits the part of a fight promoter. Burgess Meredith as Mickey. It's not really a small role, but it was so good. I thought Burt Young as Paulie is great. I think he is like Maloka of the Month, super abusive. He does have some overacting, but he's just a jerk. He plays a great Maloka. Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed. I had the driver as well. Marie, the neighborhood girl, and Apollo Creed. And obviously Rocky got the nice be nice. Best double feature, Rudy, Rocky 2, because it starts right where Rocky 1 ends. It's not as good, but best life lesson, take your shot. That's what he says to the bartender. I will say, and I had Sly winning for best writing. And best acting too, but if I had to pick one, I really loved the writing of this screenplay. I would say this is arguably the best movie ever made, in my best sports movie ever made. Sorry, in my opinion. Excellent writing, acting, and directing with lived-in, realistic characters. Nothing on this feels like a set to me, or it feels like a movie. It feels like, I don't know, like these are real people. Emotional scenes and iconic moments. So I was real high on this. This was the highest I've ever rated anything since our new. Well, we've only had a couple movies since our new system, but I was feeling this one. So
Those are some good scores.
I know,
Yeah.
and I was really trying to be critical and like take away points. I thought the acting in this was really good. So I gave it a 9.5 for acting. Directing, I gave a 10. That was the thing I was most impressed by this time around, was how much I loved the directing of this movie and the cinematography. And there were a lot of long shots, like a lot of one shots that lasted a long time. So I gave that a 10. Editing and pacing, 9.6. Screenplay, I gave a 10. Storyline, 9.5. Music, I gave a 9.7 just because of the lyrics of Gonna Fly Now, even though it's a great song. We're a little dated. Production design, 9.5, just because the fight was a little unrealistic, but I thought everything else like looked so real. I give 10 out of 10 for entertainment and a 9.5 for artistic. This is like, yeah, 97.3.
Wow.
So I was high on it. I tried to have some to be critical, but I was really feeling it last night. So all right, so Tyler's up last. He's
Like, you and I disagree so much.
I know. Hey, that's good. That's, you know.
I mean, that's the whole
I
point
think
of
as
this.
That's
Right.
right. That's right.
I think as you watch the movie more too, it kind of, there's just little things they throw in there that are really good. Like
Yeah.
the shark, the gambling shark.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, when they were talking on the side of the road, I started laughing when he was like, "Why didn't you break his fingers, Rock?" And he was like, "Because if I break his finger, then he gets laid off." And he was like, "Let me do the thinking." I
And
think
he's
I thought that was
he's
great.
really nice to Rocky too. And then and I think it's in Rocky 2, he says like, maybe you invest your money in some condominiums, you know, make a lot of money there. And Rocky goes, "I never wear them." And he says that to him, like it's so good. But in the first one, he's not mean to Rocky really. Like, even though he's a dirtbag loan shark, he's really
Well,
kind to
doesn't
Rocky.
doesn't he invest in them?
No, he does. He gives him money, but then
Yeah.
in Rocky 2 though, he kind of like because there's money now. So that's when
Right,
it
but we
starts
don't
kind of
know
going
that.
downhill.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And with this one, he's really nice to him. So but
Yeah.
yeah, just the little things. I don't know. I love the characters in this. I liked it a lot. But so yeah, I was high on it. All right, so last we got Tyler.
All right. So the most rewatchable is obviously his when he's training and he's running up the steps. I sent you the video of myself
Yes,
doing that.
you did very well. You did very
Thank you.
well.
It was a lot. It's a lot more steps than you think.
We're gonna need to cut
Um,
that. We're gonna need to, I think I'm gonna have to take that and put the music in and add it to the YouTube video. It may be copyrighted, but I'm gonna try to do it.
The best quote, he kept repeating this in the beginning. I did real good. You should have seen me.
Mhm.
I just thought it was funny that he kept repeating it. You're gonna eat lightning and crap thunder. Obviously, that was probably the best one. And then Rocky, why do you fight? And because I can't sing and dance. I like that he had a little comedy in him.
Mhm.
Could it be remade? There's a bunch of Rockies and Creeds, so yes. Casting what ifs? I said Natalie Portman as Adrian. I think she could do like. I think she could play that well. And then I thought Vince Vaughn would be a great Paulie.
Yeah, I could see that.
In every movie that I've seen, he can argue. So that's really all you need to do as Paulie. Most significant metaphor, I said at the end of the fight, this is also one of my favorite quotes. Won't be no rematch. And then Rocky said, "Don't want one." I thought that kind of showed respect for each other when Apollo came into the fight, and he kind of underestimated him at first. Then I said there's foreshadowing because Rocky kept bragging that he never broke his nose, and then Apollo broke his nose in the fight. What aged the worst? There's a lot of smoking. That's always one of my picking nits, I guess. There was a lot of smoking. Rocky never went a scene without smoking, I feel like. My hot take was that was the worst first date I've ever witnessed. It was awkward, and all he offered her to eat after ice skating was donuts and cupcakes. And then he forced the kiss. If it felt forced, by cornering her at the door. So overacting, I said Pauly. He was always yelling and angry. Best small role though, I said Pauly. Maloke of the month, I said the driver of the loan shark, and I think I'm gonna bold Pauly because he was definitely a jerk. He was selfish and looked down on his sister and really screwed her up mentally. It's nice to be nice is obviously Rocky. My best double feature. So I said Cool Runnings because they got to the main stage too, but they failed ultimately, but they still felt like they won. Best life lessons. I said believe in yourself and don't underestimate your opponent. That one's for Creed.
Yeah.
I said the writer. I think this movie was just overall a great movie, but I think how they wrote the script was fantastic. My final thought was great movie about taking chances in both love and dreams, in your dreams, and never giving up. Loved it even more because the underdog didn't win, which is rare to find in movies. Usually they do win. Also, although my ratings weren't as high as I anticipated, I told Jeff earlier, these ratings don't mean I don't like the movie. So there are some I got a 5 in here, but I still think it was a fantastic movie.
And that's how I feel. I liked it, but my scores weren't that high.
Yeah. So
all right, so
acting,
let me add these to this. So 5
acting,
for
I gave a
screenplay.
7.
Okay, got it.
Directing 10. Cinematography was an 8. The editing pacing was a 7. I said the dialogue was 5. Storyline and music were 10, both 10s. Production 10, entertainment 9, and artistic 8.
All right, let's see. All right, that gives us 84, same score as Jeff's.
Woo.
So overall, what do we got? We got an 86% for Rocky. All right, so we can do the same thing we always do is reverse it. So Tyler, if you want to take the next one we did, another underdog story.
All right.
Rudy, 1993.
Rudy, 1993, directed by David Anspaugh. Sure. Written by Angelo Pizzo, starring Sean Astin, Ned Beatty, Charles Dutton, Lily Taylor, and Robert Prosky. All right. Another great movie. Most rewatchable best scene. I really liked, my favorite was when he quit. He just quit. Rudy quitting, and then he walked back onto the practice field, and then they started clapping. Get you every time. Players laying their jersey on the coach's desk, on Divine's desk. And then the Rudy chant, the touchdown to get him onto the field, and then getting the last sack of the game. Basically that entire game, I guess. It's great. Best quotes. I think it was Divine that said, "You're an All-American and our captain, act like it." And then the player goes, "I believe I am." I think he was the first to lay his jersey down.
Yeah.
Then Rudy says, "To throw me off the team, it means I need to be on the team first, right?"
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah. It was him realizing that he made the team. Could this be remade? I think it was perfect the way it is. I don't think you really could change anything. I don't want a sequel. He already reached his goal, his lifetime goal of playing for them. So I don't think you could actually do a sequel. I said casting what ifs. Now, I don't necessarily think anyone needs to be recast for this, but I said Tom Holland. He's kind of like a nerdy guy, so.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah, I had him too. I had him too for this because I just
Oh,
watched
really?
one of the. Yeah, because I had just watched one of the Spider-Man ones, and he's like short, but he works hard. He would just have to gain a little weight, I think, for this role.
Yeah, you're right about that. The most significant metaphor, symbolic scene, and artistic shot, I said, when they carried Rudy off the field. And the symbolic scene was, I thought it was kind of symbolic that he opened the letter alone in the hallway. Kind of represented that to me, that like no one was really with him in his dream. D-Bob had left for Florida and Pete had died, and those guys were really the only ones that supported him. What aged the best? I said the type of movie that the son is trying to impress his unapproving father. So my unanswerable question was, why did D-Bob wear 2 watches? Did anyone else pick up on that?
I did
I
not.
saw
He was
that.
in the
I saw the
classroom.
scene.
When he was
I
in the
have no idea.
classroom, he had like 2 watches on.
On the same
Very-
arm?
No.
No, I think it was just to show. Yeah, I was confused by that too. I read it as just like it shows that he was quirky, like that he was weird. That's all I could figure out.
I don't think anyone really overacted. I think, I don't know, maybe the dad, because he was always like yelling or unapproving, I guess. I don't know. Best small role, I said Fortune. I loved Fortune. Maloke of the month, I had 2. I said the dad, because he just never supported him. And then I said Frankie. I mean, he stole Rudy's girl.
So wasn't that I may be wrong, but I thought the other brother stole Rudy's girl, and I thought Frank was the one who was the bigger jerk.
Yeah.
And
how
I thought they both. I thought it was the same person.
No, there was
and
another brother named John.
It shows they're both jerks. Frank was just a jerk to his face the whole time, and the other brother, I don't remember his name, stole his girl. So it's like he was getting screwed by both of his brothers.
But
that
Frank
family
was
is just messed up.
Well, yeah, because of father.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I think.
The Nice to Be Nice award, I said I had 3. I said Fortune. I said Pete.
Yep. I loved Pete.
For the short time, that we actually met him. And then I said Rudy. I guess D-Bob could be in there, but he was kind of selfish in the beginning.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
but I still liked him. Best double feature, I said The Little Giants.
Great movie.
Because I know, right? Main characters, they continuously are told they can't do what they want to do. And their dreams aren't worth going for. And this one, it was playing for Notre Dame. And that one, I believe it was the girl that wanted to play football, right? Best life lesson, never give up on your dreams. I said Sean won the movie. I couldn't think of anyone else to replace him. Like, even I said Tom Holland, but I still think Sean is way better. I said a great underdog story of not giving up on your dreams, no matter what everyone else believes or says. And I just want to say that although these scores are much higher than Rocky, I liked Rocky better. So
I think that's weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Let me start adding these in. All right. So we got 10, 10, and 10, right?
Yep. I got editing, pacing is an 8. Screenplay is an 8. Storyline is a 9. Said the music's an 8. Production design is a 10. And entertainment is 9. And artistic is 9.
All right. So it looks like 91.
That's
91
7.
for
7 difference.
For Rudy. All right. So, for Rudy for me. All right, so I had a bunch of rewatchable scenes, but obviously the Rudy at the end where they carry him off, I'd say that's my favorite. I always love the players in his office that are putting the one down. Rudy and Fortune talking under the stands. I don't know why I'm going backwards in this, but the bar fight's a good scene. It shows, his anger with his brother and father when he first meets the first coach. That's a good scene. And I love the montage of Rudy hitting on the girls into D-Bob being speechless. That's really, really funny. And then when Rudy gets the acceptance letter, that's a great scene too. I think actually my favorite is the walk-on tryouts montage. Where the guy gives a great speech. It's like coach, and he's only in that one scene, I think. I think I put him in best small role. John Beasley as Coach Warren. He gives that speech to the walk-ons about the fact that like they're never ever going to walk, like they're never going to be in uniform.
Yeah.
They're going to have nothing. But I love that speech, and just going into the montage from there with the music is like that always gets me so pumped up.
Was that when they were playing the University of Notre Dame music? He was just getting like kind of tossed everywhere.
No, that's great too. I think that's a different one. This one I think is playing like the Rudy theme, like the like the real fast one. Or no, maybe you're right. Maybe it is that. Maybe it is the Notre Dame theme, and he's just getting wrecked each time. I can't remember what song is playing, but it just gets me pumped.
He's like, they're like, onward to victory, and he's like flying through the air or something.
That's
like that.
that's great. The montages in this movie are amazing. Like I hope I put that in editing. I can't remember if I gave that. I gave it an 8.5, but yeah, the montages are just amazing in this movie. The best quote I had was "Having dreams is what makes life tolerable," and Pete says that to Rudy. That's something that his dad used to say to him. I think that's like kind of the theme of the movie. I love the Father Kavanaugh, the priest he talks to a bunch. Son, in 35 years of religious study, I've come up with 2 incontrovertible facts. There is a God, and I'm not him. I thought that's a good line. And then the speech that Fortune gives to him about you got your head so far up your ass about your damn football team, you don't get the fact that you just got a year of top quality education. Quit wasting my time. It could probably be a short mini series, maybe obviously only one season. But I think that the length is good. I didn't have any casting what ifs, but I do agree with the Tom Holland thing. This is my favorite shot this time around, and it's the hallway. It's when he gets the and I think
Open floor.
Tyler said something about that too. It's like he gets the rejection letter, and it just shows like the walls closing in around him and that he's completely alone. It's just a really good shot. Really nice pacing. It doesn't linger too long on the childhood stuff. It moves. Really good poster. I love the poster of this movie. I think Jeff, your dad still has it in the basement, right? That's a great poster.
Yeah,
I think John
it does.
Favreau as D-Bob is great. But he's creepy with women. I put that into worst. He's just doesn't talk to him at all, but he's just such a creep. And the montages are just amazing. Another hot take, it's not really a hot take. Without Frank and Dad's negativity, Rudy wouldn't have worked as hard and he wouldn't have made it. So it's like Frank and his dad, even though they're the Malokes, he wouldn't have made it without their negativity and their naysaying. That's what really pushed him. And this is not a picking nit at all. It's just another thought that Charles S. Dutton and John Favreau are both great. But I guess I did put him in the scene stealing award, but he is in a lot of the moving. I thought Vince Vaughn as O'Hare was just a little much. He's only in that one scene, but he's like the jerk, one of the jerk players. I thought the axe was pretty good. Lily Taylor as Sherry, I thought she was good in those few scenes where they show them. I think they do a good job of showing their history. The one who ends up with the brother, I thought she was pretty good in it. The guy who gives the speech to the walk-ons, Father Kavanaugh, Robert Prosky is Father Kavanaugh, and then obviously I did put him in here, even though it's a good amount of screen time because he's just so good in this. Charles S. Dutton. Rudy's brother Frank. I didn't put the dad. I was thinking about putting the dad, but the priest teacher in the beginning too. Nice Be Nice. I had the same one that Tyler had. Pete, Father Kavanaugh, and Fortune won that one. Invincible, I never saw it. It's the Mark Wahlberg one where he's a guy who tried out for the Eagles, and I guess he made it. But I never saw it. And then I had Rocky. Don't Give Up on Your Dreams, no matter how realistic. I also had Sean Astin winning the movie because I think you could miscast this and it could completely ruin the movie. I think the movie would not be nearly as good without Sean Astin. Like I can't imagine somebody else coming in it not being kind of corny, and it's really not corny. Like all the scenes, I believe him because he's so good. I said heartwarming, sincere story about dreams, determination, hard work, and passion. While the story is relatively predictable, the movie avoids being cliche because of Sean Astin and Charles S. Dutton's convincing, emotional, and grounded performances. All right, so acting, I gave an 8. Directing, I gave an 8. Cinematography, I gave an 8. Editing, I gave an 8.5. Screenplay, I gave a 9. Storyline, I gave a 9. Music, I gave a 10. Production design, 10. I mean, because I think they were actually at Notre Dame for this, I assume. Seemed like it. Entertainment factor, 9.5, and artistic factor, 8. Yeah, 8. All right, so that gets me to, oops, 88. Make sure that's right. Yes. Yeah, 88. Okay. So who's up next? We got Mary Lou.
Okay. I really loved the scene when Rudy was a kid doing the Parsegan speech. I just thought that was so cute. And that it just showed how obsessed he was as a kid, and he never outgrew that, but I thought that was adorable. Best quotes, not everyone is meant to go to college. He said it very kindly, but it was kind of I don't know. I think Rudy heard it, but it also motivated him. The same quote you had, Michael, there is a God and I'm not him. That was Father Kavanaugh. And I think it was Fortune that said, you ain't here to be no nanny and no pre-K. I don't know when he was saying that, but I think it was when he was yelling at him. I think. I can't remember, but I wrote it down. I didn't think it should be made as a, Netflix series. And I couldn't think of anything for recasting. I really liked the metaphor when he was lighting candles outside. It was really a million candles outside in the dark. And it just showed how alone he felt. And, it kind of made him a little spiritual. And when Fortune was telling Rudy his life story, about don't make the same mistake I did, that was pretty symbolic. And I really like D-Bob rooting from the stands. I don't know why. It just made me happy that he was such a big nerd, and he was just so happy, and he genuinely turned into really caring about Rudy. I thought it was, you could see they were using the projector, which was, outdated when they were going through the football highlights. And the dialogue was pretty simple. Overreacting, I put Rudy's father. I didn't think he showed enough love to Rudy. I mean, I get it that he was supposed to be a disapproving father, but I think he could have made the character a little more complex. He could have made it a little more believable, but he just came across as totally self-absorbed, which maybe he was. But anyway, best small role I thought was Fortune, and Frankie. Frankie was the jerky brother, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah, but he did, he was good in that role. I gave him the Maloke Award, and I gave Pete, Rudy's good buddy who died in the fire, the Joe Orlowski, because he was just so good and so believing. And when he bought him that jacket, I just thought that was the sweetest thing. Let's see. The Pursuit of Happiness, I thought was kind of a similar, I don't know, it's not about necessarily sports, but it's a similar thing that nobody believes in. Will Smith is in that movie, and he had to be homeless. Anyway, it was a good movie. Best Life Lesson, Don't Give Up on Your Dreams. And I gave the Oscar to the director. And final thoughts, I thought it was very entertaining, though I thought the pacing was a little slow at times, and I felt myself fidgeting. And the dialogue was a little simple, but the acting was good, especially Sean Astin and Charles Dutton, and the music was very good. So I gave it 8 for acting, 10 for directing, 9 for cinematography, and 7 for pacing. And 7 for screenplay, I guess. 9 for storyline. And 10 for music, 9 for production, 9 for entertainment, and 8 for artistic.
Okay, so it looks like an 86 for you. Yep, 86.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, and last up we got Jeff.
All right. All right. So most rewatchable, I had the 4 R's. Rudy makes the team, the Rudy chant, the Rudy tackle, and then Rudy being carried off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Couple quotes. Having dreams is what makes life tolerable. That was by Pete. And then when Fortune said, "You're 5 foot nothing, 100 nothing with a lick of athletic ability."
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then when he was getting ready to run out of the tunnel, coach asked him, "Are you ready for this?" He said, "I've been ready for this my whole life." He said, "All right, you lead us out." So I thought that was a
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool part. Casting what ups, I put Chris Pratt as Rudy. I don't know. He just has kind of like the Notre Dame kind of like the look.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought he'd be a good character. Um, In terms of artistic shot, I thought like him being carried off the field at the very end was a pretty cool shot. And then in terms of metaphor, I looked up that Rudy means famous wolf. So, you know, you could argue that he was kind of, you know, the the wolf in this movie. That might be a little stretch, but you know, you got it.
Lone wolf. It's just him.
Lone wolf. Yeah, yeah. What age's the best? I said the University of Notre Dame uniforms. I don't think they ever get old. The gold helmet. Everybody
Mhm.
knows what that is. And then I've had a couple players who went to UND, and they did not have good things to say about Rudy. It's unfortunate. They said he's not the nicest fellow. So hopefully that's not the case. But
What do you
I've
mean,
heard
Never.
horses.
the real person, Rudy?
Yeah, he
He's
actually hangs
not.
around.
He is not Sean Astin. Apparently,
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not sure.
never meet your heroes. I never want to meet any of my heroes
He's a
ever.
little rough around the edges, but
Yeah.
you know, it's part of it, I guess.
It's a shame.
Yeah, best small role I had fortune. Maloke, Dan Devine. Not a fan of Dan. You got to get the guy in a game. Let's go. Come on, Dan. Um, nice to be nice,
Oh,
Pete.
Dan Devine was the new coach that took over for
Yeah.
when
Yep.
Sarsegan left. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, no,
He
yeah, he
wasn't going to
was,
put him in the game.
yeah. And that I read where that was really not how it happened, that they changed that around. Yeah, when I was reading about it. Anyway, go ahead.
Double feature at Miracle.
Yeah.
I thought Sean Astin was really good in this movie. I thought he did great. And then, I thought there was some good music in here, and I thought it kind of like captured a lot of emotions. The music kind of got you feeling a little emotional.
Yeah.
So I thought
Yes,
they did a
definitely.
really good job with the music. So yeah, acting 8, directing 8, cinematography 8, editing 7, screenplay 8, storyline 9, music sound 9, production design, effects, costuming 6. I thought that this was already the costuming and stuff like that with the uniforms and stuff like that. All of that was very realistic, so they didn't really have to do much there. And then entertainment factor 8 and artistic 7.
You said entertainment 8, artistic 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a close one. I think this is going to be a close one. Let's see. All right. So that comes out to 78. Is that right? Let me see if that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Wow. So let me double check that this is right,
Wow.
but I think this is right. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't factor in the last one. So let's see. Okay. Woo! Even closer.
Wow.
Wow, look
Wow.
at that. All right, so let me
86 to
double check.
85.
Let me double check that this is right, but yep. All right, that's the average. Okay.
So Rocky
Wow.
edges it
That's
out.
surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rocky edged it out 86 to 85. And Tyler, you said you like because your scores for which one was it? For Rocky were pretty low.
They were lower than Rudy, but I still
And
liked
and
Rocky better.
Lulu's was my mom's was yours was low for Rocky too. It was I think it was my 97. That really my I was really
Your
glowing about
97
it.
saved
It really
Rocky.
pushed it up. Yeah, I'll have to tell Jack.
So we had on our poll, there was also some very interesting things going on.
You want me to get
There
to
was
it?
12 votes. There was 12 votes this time. 8-4, Rocky
Yep.
won.
Yep.
So it
One
started
third
Oh,
out
really?
pretty
Rudy.
hot.
Yeah,
Started out pretty
8-4.
well with Rocky,
Yep.
and Rudy made a late push, but Rocky
And,
came out on top.
and Aunt Sue, is she right there? Is your mom right there?
Yeah,
She wanted Rocky, right?
Yes.
she said
Yeah.
yes.
What did Dad pick? Uh,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
it's
He won't tell
that's
me.
that's a close matchup right there. He won't tell you. It's
No.
over now. I mean, the vote's
Well,
done.
He's not in this room though.
All right. Well, let's see. So yeah. So
I bet he
Chipper,
picked. I bet
Chipper
he
took
picked
Rocky. Chipper took Aunt Joanne chose Rudy,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. I think Dad picked Rocky.
and Megan chose Rudy as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody were to ask me which one I wanted to watch again, I think I would say Rudy.
It's
I don't
more.
know why.
I think it's more like it might be. I don't know. It might be more watchable. Like Rocky's more like kind of gritty and like. Yeah. I don't know. It's
I just can't take Polly again.
yeah. Paulie's rough. Paulie's rough. Those are some rough scenes, but
I liked
I
when he was doing
love
his
that
hair.
actor. Yeah.
You loved what, Tyler?
I liked when he was doing his hair.
Yeah. In the very beginning, right?
He's just such a greasy creepo.
And then at the end, he has he's like all dressed up all nice.
Yeah.
Well, he
Because
got
he's got the
$3,000.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
God, yeah, he's such a dirtbag. All right, so wow, that was great. That was quite a
Mhm.
and yeah, I looked at those scores when I was making it, and I was like, I couldn't.
But now
couldn't,
these scores, are these scores significantly lower than the Wizard of Oz and the?
Good question. Let's see.
They're
It
a lot
seemed like-
closer.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz 89 to 84, but we're in the it's right around the same range.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we like all the movies we've watched so far. It looks like. I mean,
Yeah. I
we haven't
did.
had any stinkers yet.
Yeah.
But I guess that's
Okay.
the point of the bracket. All right, so let's figure out what we want to go next. So I will go over to the judges bracket, and I will award Rocky our winner, and we can figure out what the wild card is for that later. Popular vote, I'll go over here, and also Rocky in that one. All right, and Tyler, you'll be happy. I changed up. I had like a couple different sports dramas here first, but I switched it to some lighter comedy, at least comedy influenced picks. Remember the Titans versus Cool Runnings in the future at some point.
That's going to be an
So
amazing
both
month.
race is a factor in both of them, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, very different movies, but I thought of that the other day because I saw Cool Runnings in there, and I was like, I gotta rewatch that movie. All right,
Such a
so
good movie.
what are we feeling for the month of September?
So what are our choices?
I'd say one of the
the
other
whole
brackets.
yeah, the whole
Maybe-
board's
maybe
open. So
one
if we
more.
want to do this other bracket
No.
here, and again,
South
these
or Midwest.
none of these picks are finalized. We can move stuff out. I just kind of have the general categories up in terms of like, we got a bunch of prison movies and court movies here, crime movies. This is kind of the more sci-fi or slash war. And again, we don't none of these we don't have to stick to all these picks or categories. So
I don't know what you guys think. I'd like to see that Dunkirk. That
Yeah.
Dunkirk job. That looks pretty good. What do you guys think?
That's a
Yeah.
war movie.
yep.
I think I might have seen that at the movies. Is that possible?
Yeah. 2017. I still have never seen it.
I haven't either.
And it's one of my favorite directors too. It's Christopher Nolan. And I've been wanting to watch it for a long time.
So we have to see that with Saving Private Ryan.
We don't have to. but that's what the pairing I had as. I had because I was thinking of other like 3 seeds, like big time war movies, and that's what I put there because that's a heavy one. And again, we don't have to pick that. It's up to you guys.
Those other two, are they both old ones? The one above it, The Great Escape and The Thin Red Line, are they both old?
No, so
Oh,
the
no.
Thin Red Line's from '98, and
Oh,
that came out. So that came out the same year as Saving Private Ryan. I've never seen it. It's
yeah,
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
pretty heavy, but The Great Escape is '63. I think that's a little lighter.
Yeah.
That's who's in that? What's his face? Steve McQueen.
Oh.
But
Oh, we could do the Dunkirk one if Jeff wants to do that.
yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay.
Are we good with Saving Private Ryan with it?
Yeah,
Have you
Great
guys seen
movie.
that?
I haven't seen either.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah,
That's with Tom Hanks.
yeah, and Matt Damon and a bunch of people. Yeah,
Well,
it's heavy.
oh, Tom Hanks is he's the
Sergeant.
sergeant that goes looking for Matt Damon, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was quite a while ago that I saw that. And Dunkirk, I'm not sure if it's the one. It's about is that about an Irish movie? An Irish war? I'm thinking it was an
No, it's
Irish.
World War II, but it's British. It's British guys, and I think
Also,
they're like abandoned on a. I don't know the whole story, but I know that it's a British like unit, but it's World War II.
no, you know what? The one I'm thinking of, wasn't there a war movie called 1917 or something?
Yeah, that was World
I
War
think,
One.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I never saw Dunkirk then.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good.
All right. So we got
Okay.
war. We got war for the month of September.
I know. Will we get anybody to respond to those?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Well, a
I
lot of
think
people
so.
Saving Private Ryan. A lot of people have not probably seen
Yeah.
Dunkirk.
And we don't need to get we don't need to get everybody to vote.
Right.
We could just see who has seen both, or even if they haven't seen both, what they think we'll pick.
Another good war movie that I know Aunt Joanne's always talking about it because it reminds her of Grandpa is I'm pretty sure it's called Enola Gay. Did you ever hear of that?
Yeah, I have. And another possibility too
It's
is
an old movie, but he's in the planes that Grandpa was in, and he had the same kind of. I don't know if he was a navigator, but anyway, he was the bombardier, and I remember her telling me about it.
We saw that. We watched that. It's like a TV movie. Yeah, it's got like.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Are you talking about is it an old one?
Yeah.
Because this one's from 1980.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to ask her.
Wait. 1952. No, that's not it. That's something else. Yeah, so if we want to pick a different war movie, we could, and then we could save Saving Private Ryan for later on, like a wild card in this category up here. Because if you look at the wild cards for war, they're here, and I just added a bunch of them. So like I have Patton 1917, which is the one you said. The Zookeeper's Wife, that was a pick from Kristen, which is about World War II, I think. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which I think is about the Holocaust or something.
Yeah.
The Razor's Edge, I don't know who somebody Red Dawn, which is a war but different. Like a
which Red Dawn?
It was your pick, 1984.
Okay.
The original. Life is Beautiful, 1997, and Bridge on the River Kwai, 1957. So these are other possibilities, and then and nothing is taken for like there's some I think I put Lincoln there for politics, but we could also just have this be a Saving Private Ryan or something like that. So so think about it. I mean, if we want, we can talk about it in the chat if we want, or if we want to keep the same two that are there. Or we definitely want to watch Dunkirk. We can figure out what we want to pair with it.
Well, I won't vote on this. You guys decide what two you want. 'Cause I don't
Okay.
care.
You guys have any preference?
I don't. I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah.
So Dunkirk is World War II and Private. They're both World War II.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
think
right. So it's gonna be a
good.
Yeah.
intense meeting next time. I'm excited. It'll be
Okay.
it'll be different than this one. For sure.
Very, very.
All right, cool. So all right, sounds good.
All right. When's our next
wanna-
meeting?
Yeah, let's pick our next meeting.
Do you
For
have your
me,
schedule?
yeah, I just have Tuesday, Thursday nights that I'm teaching in the fall, night classes. But other than that, I think, I mean, I don't know if Sundays, what's your schedule like, Jeff?
Probably. Are we looking September?
I can do September.
Yeah.
Probably Monday still until the 23rd. We're done with our season. So after that, I'll have every Sunday. So I'm wide open after that.
So should we do like the Sunday after you're done? You know, whatever that Sunday is?
The 29th.
Yeah. Is that too far away?
Yeah, whatever works for you guys. Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
That works.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's plan that.
All right,
Alright.
cool. I'll send this link out to the family to see if they have seen them or want to vote on it.
And
This will
And
seven
give them the results.
This will give us a little time too, because there's going to be a lot of, war movies.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Time to process.
it's gonna be right. And
Yeah.
again, I haven't seen Dunkirk, but Saving Private Ryan I know it's intense, but it's one of the best movies, like, I think,
Yeah.
ever. But it's definitely intense for sure.
So Jeff, 7 o'clock works good for you, right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
Sounds good.
all right, you guys. Thank you.
All right.
Sweet.
See ya.
Jeffrey, happy birthday tomorrow.
Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, happy birthday, Jeff.
3-3.
Yeah. I'm
Nice.
gonna come up with women sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, come on up.
Yeah. Are you gonna be around?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you sometime tomorrow then.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds
See you
great.
guys.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.